Okay. Hello and welcome to Critical Conversations. I am your host, Karissa Dean, and I am so excited. Today, I am going to be starting what is going to be a epic short series, and I've itemized out a few different hot topics, and these hot topics are things that have either been conversations within my one-on-one private client mentorships, or things that have just come up in my own intimate world that I feel like are loving teachable moments. So pull up a chair, grab something delicious to drink, whether you're driving or wandering around your house cleaning. I'm so thankful you're here to join this conversation. So today we're going to start off, I'm going to kick off our series with something that was brought to my attention through social media. I show up a lot on Instagram. I share pretty openly about what's happening in my world, kind of just to help break that barrier of the inhumanness that can sometimes exist when we're looking at, public figures or people who are trying or looking to create impact in our world. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you might be missing some fun details, but essentially, I am an entrepreneur. So the first thing that I have a responsibility to is my properties that my husband and I have purchased. So I am in full charge of making sure that they are clean, organized, rented, that they're producing enough income to cover our mortgage, and then any repairs and maintenance if we're doing remodeling. So I have quite a handful of different people in different parts of the state that I have to communicate with and have to make sure that they're doing well and that they're taking care of themselves and that they're going to show up for me, because I obviously can't be, in my personal life, as well as 2 hours away at the beach, as well as an hour south at another property. So I need help. So one of the things I want to talk about today is what it means to be supported, what it means to ask for help, and really looking at the ways in which you are bypassing support being available to you. And I think, if I start back 5 years ago, I had this mindset that I had to do everything. And if I wasn't doing everything, I was failing. So if I wasn't the one that was doing the laundry, I was a bad housewife. If I wasn't the one cooking or cleaning, I was a bad housewife. If I wasn't the one doing pickup and drop off and making our daughter's lunch, I was a bad mom. If I wasn't the one driving her to all her different activities, I was a bad mom. So I started to obviously wear down like we would, right? As normal humans. Because listen, the thing is, you can do it all. I fucking did it all. I did it all. I took care of everything for everyone. Oh, neighbor's sick. Let me make you some soup. Oh, you need a drive to the doctor's. Let me make sure I can do that. Oh, I have to, family dinner obligation. I better show up. I have to be there. Can't say no. Can't slow down. Friend invites you to do something. Yep, I'm going to be there. I was in a pattern that was self-sacrificing because I had such deep wounds, not only around people pleasing, but I had this concept of what it meant to be supported and what it meant to receive. And so it's you're kind of just racing around all the time. So raise your hand if this is resonating with you. I hope it is. And I hope you continue to keep listening, because really what we're talking about today is self-sacrificing, people-pleasing cycles that end up depleting us. And so obviously 5 years ago, I hit a wall. I hit an absolute wall. I was, trying to be a property manager, trying to be a really good mom to my preschool daughter, trying to be a really good wife, ladies, can we just talk about Do you really want to like put energy and effort into your relationship after you're the first one out of bed, racing around, picking up everyone's socks and shoes and feeding all the animals? Like, come on. Intimacy was the furthest thing from my mind 5 years ago. And, you know, I hit a wall and I stopped giving a fuck about my marriage. And I started to pull back as a parent. I started drinking a lot more. I started having really deep conversations that were really the root of the conversation was drama and negativity. So I want to talk about this because there are things that you're doing in your life that are adding up. It's called stacking. And what you're doing is you're stacking what you don't want. So if you continue behaviors of patterns, you are stacking. So you have two options in life. You can stack for your benefit of your highest good, which would mean that we're stacking gratitude, we're stacking appreciation, we're stacking the care of ourselves, we're stacking love, we're stacking intimate connections, we're stacking conversations that are powerful and help motivate and inspire us. Okay, so you have one choice is that, and the other choice is you start stacking how nothing's working out for you, how you're a victim, how you're always busy, how it's always chaotic, how it's always crazy, how you're so tired, how there's never enough time and you are never supported. And, oh, he never helps. Oh, she never calls me. Oh, this, that, and the other thing. And you start stacking negativity, which is really like the most detrimental thing to not only your mental and emotional well-being, but your physical well-being. Because when I look back 5 years ago at my body and my mind, I was so ass backwards. Because what I had been doing over time is getting worn down by life. Life was happening to me. I was a victim of every single circumstance. And I was on my own. I was like this little martyr in a boat being like, nobody's going to help me. Like but like not realizing that the fucking paddle, right? The oar in my boat was right there. All I had to do was pick it up and start steering and paddling in the direction I wanted to go. So this conversation is so much more about the personal power, right? And this is the thing that is so challenging in the personal development world. This is why I think a lot of people avoid it, is because it's so like big. There's so many layers to it. It's like there's a layer where you're self-sacrificing. There's a layer where you're stacking negativity versus positivity. There's a layer where you have deep wounds and traumas because things happen to you. There's a layer where you have ancestral trauma and beliefs that have been passed down from generations, whether that's because of your culture or because of how you were raised or what part of the world you were born in, or maybe the type of world you were born into. And so this personal development journey is really challenging for people to get started on, because it's like, where do I start? And so this podcast, this episode, I really want to peel back one layer. And I want to talk about the one layer is you're in this boat of life. Whether you're on a raging fucking river and you're scared to death right now, whether you're in a quiet pond all by yourself, or you're in a giant lake or the middle of the ocean, I know you're scared. I know that you feel overwhelmed. I know that when I say you have to take time for you, your brain immediately goes, fuck you, I don't have time. What is she talking about? And what I want to tell you is that 5 years ago, I was floating in my wooden boat down a raging fucking river, taking on a shit ton of water, waiting for someone to save me, waiting for someone else to come. And my boat completely crumbled and my ass was on sharp rocks going down the river. And what I had to do is stand up, grab the oar, put my boat back together, and start steering my life in the direction I wanted it to go. So this conversation it's multi-layered because there's different reasons why you're here and why you're listening. But ultimately, there's a fear or an overwhelm or a desire that you have right now, and it is holding you back from picking up the oar and steering in a new direction. So I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about it in the most simple terms possible. And it's just by starting with what you're stacking. When we stack our gratitude, appreciation, those positive buzzwords, those keywords, when we start to stack those and we stop perpetuating the other stuff, our lives start to change. And suddenly one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, I have the oar of my boat in my hands. Oh my God, I can choose my direction. Oh wow, look at what is happening for me. Things are unfolding differently. So let's talk about this. So I don't care where you're at. I don't care what kind of boat you're in. I don't care what type of body of water you're on right now. What I want you to imagine is that it is you in a boat, and you have the power to pick up the oar. And this is the thing that I think women have been so challenged to overcome, is understanding that we don't need anyone's permission. And the moment I realized 5 years ago that I didn't need my husband's permission, I didn't need my mom's approval, I didn't need my dad's permission, but that I got to pick up the fucking oar of my choice and pick a new direction, that was the moment everything changed for me. The power to change your life is within you, and the only person holding you back from that choice is yourself. And this is me speaking as someone who has studied and worked with women of domestic violence. There is a way for you to pick up that oar and take your power back. There is a way for you to get help, and there are so many people who want to help you. So I really, when I'm saying I don't care what situation you're in, you have the power, I need you to hear me. I need you to hear me when I tell you that you don't have to sit in this room anymore. You don't have to be on the boat that you're in. You can get up and change your situation. Is it going to be easy? No, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. But what I will tell you is that when you're looking at your life a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 40 years from now, you will never regret taking your power back, getting up, and changing your direction. You will never regret it. You will meet bumps and humps along the way. You might have to get up and change your direction 5 times. But what I can tell you, as someone who did this, what gets to become of your life is so much more than you could have ever dreamed. It will be beyond your wildest imaginations. The love, the connections, the community that starts to come in and surround you, the relationship you get to have with your family and your friends, with your children, the connection you create with yourself, the way that you feel in your body and your mind, the way that you learn to handle yourself. And this is the thing. It's not about changing the external situations around you. It's about understanding that I can handle me, that I can navigate whatever twists and turns lie ahead because I have the oar. I know how to drive my boat, and I may have made a bad turn. I know how to course correct. And it is understanding that nobody else gets to do this for you. You have to do it for yourself. And whatever life throws at you, you're gonna handle it. You're gonna handle it. And this is where the stacking becomes so important, because when we start to stack the conversations about what's possible, what we can do, when we start putting ourselves in rooms and situations with people who are inspiring, We start to look for more evidence that is inspiring, and we start to be inspired. We start to see that, oh my God, there's so much freedom because I have choice. It is about liberating yourself from whatever it is that's keeping you in the situation you're in and feeling the way that you're feeling. And the simplest thing to do is to start stacking your appreciation and your gratitude. And if the only thing that you can find appreciation and gratitude for right now, today, in this moment, is your breath, your vision, your hearing, what you can taste, what you can feel, that's enough. That is enough. And what you do is you continue to stack that. So in the next moment, in the next hour, in the next day, you find another thing to stack. Okay, I can be thankful for my breath, and I can also be thankful for my sight. And I can be thankful for the flowers I'm seeing. And I can be thankful for the sounds I'm hearing, whether it's the ocean or peace and quiet, or maybe it is the bustling city and you love that city noise. Maybe it is laughter of your children. Maybe it is the snoring of your dog. You start to stack the appreciation. And what happens is our nervous system, our brain, our body starts to respond. And we start to notice more of it. And as we continue to notice more of it, you start to see the scales tip. So instead of focusing on, I don't have time, nobody loves me, I'm a victim, life is happening to me, I'm looking at all the things that I love and appreciate about my life. I'm so thankful for my credit card debt because it allowed me to put food on my table. Oof. That's a much different charge than like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this credit card debt? I know you can feel the difference because I can. In my physical body, as I'm talking about it, I can feel the lightness that's behind the statement of appreciation for the place that I'm at versus the anger and frustration for the place that I'm at. So in your life, the simplest way to change, the simplest way to start reaching towards that aura and being able to drive and change your direction is by starting to stack a new vibration, a new frequency, your love of life, your appreciation of life. And I get it. You might be broke. You might not have a penny to your fucking name. Find something. Maybe it's the green grass. Maybe it's the rain cleansing. Maybe it's a friend that calls and says, hey, can I take you to lunch? Start noticing and stacking your appreciation. And I guarantee you, if you can just start small, one thing every day, and keep adding to it, I guarantee you, you will start to see life differently. Nothing else has changed outside of you. The only thing that has changed is your perception to life and your reaction to life. And this brings me back to the point where I said, I can handle it. I can handle myself. It's because I understand that I cannot control what is outside of me. I cannot control the weather. I cannot control, natural disasters. I cannot control war. I cannot control all the negative, dark sides of the world. I can't control the past. I can't control that I've created debt for myself, or I, ruined a relationship, or I said something I shouldn't have said, or I did something I should have done. I cannot control that. That is gone. It is out of my control. I have to let that go, and I have to turn towards what I do have control over. And what I do have control over every single moment of every single day is my perception to life. Somebody honks at you. The way that you choose to react to that honk is what you make the next thing that comes your way. Somebody honks. Can you let that go? Can you make that mean nothing about you? Can you just keep driving or doing what you're doing and understand that that person has something going on? This is what I'm saying. Turn towards appreciation. I didn't appreciate you honking at me, but I also don't need it to be anything that I take forth with me on my journey. So I can appreciate the power I have to choose in that moment not to make that honk mean anything. You're in the grocery store. Somebody bumps into you with your cart. Your reaction will determine what comes next. Do I turn around and freak out on that person? Do I just brush it off because shit happens and Lord knows I've run into somebody with my cart before too and accidents happen? Do I say, oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm good. The cart bumped me. I'm not dead. I'm okay. Appreciation for being okay. Yeah, maybe you have a bruise. Maybe it hit your funny bone. I don't know. But like, again, that moment is fleeting. We know it will pass. So if you can detach from that thing that I can't control, that somebody just did that to me. I can't control that. So I can either laugh about it or get super pissed and let it ruin my day. And it's going to be easier over time. So what I want you to understand is that when you're working initially on looking to pull your power back, looking to grab that or looking to change your life, it starts in the simple practice of stacking. So when you wake up, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give yourself an extra minute when you wake up. So if you need to set your alarm a half hour early and you're going to press snooze 10 times and then you have 5 minutes, great. I think you're doing amazing. If you're going to wake up 5 minutes before you need to be out of bed, great. I think you're doing amazing. But what I want you to do is get yourself 5 minutes in the morning. And when you open your eyes, I want you to take a moment before you get out of bed, before you start scrolling Instagram, before you dive into your emails, before you respond to a text message, literally turn off your alarm and just lay on your back or your side, whatever is comfortable, maybe your belly. And I want you to breathe. And you're going to start your day by saying 5 things you're thankful for. I'm thankful for my breath. I'm thankful for my warm bed. I'm thankful for my alarm that wakes me up so that I can start my day. I'm thankful for my dog. I'm thankful for my house. Whatever it is, find 5 things. I'm thankful for my toes. I'm thankful for my knee. I'm thankful for my stomach that digested my food. I'm thankful for my eyes still working. You have 5 things you can be thankful for because at the end of the day, you probably have 5 senses, right? You have one of your 5 senses. So if you can literally only find gratitude for the fact that your 5 senses still work, great. I think you're doing amazing. But you're going to take that 5 minutes, you're going to stack 5 things of gratitude, and then you're going to take 5 deep breaths. And you're going to say 5 times, my life is wonderful. 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 Here's what we've done. We have done 5 minutes, 5 gratitudes, 5 breaths, and 5 my life is wonderfuls. What we've now done is we've stacked 5 on 5. And you're going to get out of bed and you're going to say thank you 5 times because now you're physically moving and we're finding gratitude for the fact that we can do these things and that we get to put our feet on the floor and start a day. So again, 5 minutes, that's your first 5. 5 things you're thankful for, that's your second 5. 5 deep breaths. 5 repetition, and this can be out loud or in your mind. My life is wonderful. And then you're going to actually put your feet on the floor and say thank you 5 times. You're stacking. This is stacking. 5 on 5 on 5. Okay? You're going to do this for 5 days. And then you're going to see how you feel. And I want you to send me a note and tell me if anything changed, whether it's just a feeling in your body, or you notice that people were kinder to you, or you notice that you were less reactionary to life, or you started to see all the other ways in which you can pull your power back and have freedom to choose. This whole life is meant for you to live it. And it's meant for you to live it in such a beautiful way. And the choice is yours. So it's about taking that power back. It's about understanding that you have the choice, and it's as simple as 5 minutes, 5 things, 1 time a day, and give me 5 days of that. And seriously, send me a message, write me an email, shoot me a DM on any social media platform. You can voice notes here in the podcast. I think there's a way to do that. I don't know. I've never actually done it. But here's the thing, you guys, stacking. It's all about just putting the energy in the place that you want it to go. So if you want to have your life feel better, if you want to feel better, if you want to break free from the confines that you feel you are trapped in, if you want to start changing your life, 5 on 5. It's that simple. And I know you can do this because it's free. And it's a choice. And it's literally just about giving yourself 5 extra minutes before you dive into the chaos of your life, before you dive into taking care of everyone else and running around for everyone else. Give yourself 5 minutes and start stacking life in the direction you want it to go. If you have any questions at all, same, you know how to get a hold of me. hello@KarissaDean.com. On all social media platforms, it's at Coach Karissa Dean with an underscore line in between each of those words. I am rooting for you. I know you might feel alone. I know you are deathly afraid of change and your brain is trying to keep you so safe right now. And I want you to find appreciation for both of those things. I want you to find appreciation for the fact that your brain is working so hard to keep you safe. I want you to say, thank you, brain. And I want you to choose something different. I want you to get more curious about your fears. And I want you to say, thank you, fears, for existing so that I can work through them, so that I can understand how in control of my life I am. Lean in, get more curious about what's possible for you. And I swear to God, you will be so thankful you did. And you don't have to do, thousands of dollars here or a program here or a giant retreat there, or it gets to be really simple. The biggest thing is that you can hold yourself accountable to the work. That is one of the main things that I do with clients, is the accountability piece. When they know Karissa's going to follow up with me, I don't want to let her down. Shit starts to move a lot faster. So get an accountability buddy, reach out to me. I'm happy to be that person for you. If you're interested in ways to really transform your life, I mean, like quantum leap, feel better, quantum leap, liberate yourself, quantum leap, have the life that you were meant to live. That's the conversation I want to have with you. That's the work that I do with my clients. And I would love to have that conversation with you. So again, thank you for listening to Critical Conversations. I hope this has been beneficial to you. I hope you enjoy this series that I'm going to be running. We got some beautiful conversations coming up. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, and sharing. That is how the world is going to get better, is by us working together to support each other and stack goodness in every facet of this world as possible. Let's do it. You're amazing. 5 on 5. Get it.